with Father and with the Son and with the Holy Spirit. Amen.
This is to introduce Sister Mary Usha. She is a member of the congregation of the Sisters of Notre Dame. She has been widely experienced in the ministry of inner healing, both in India and abroad. Let us listen to what she has to say to us on the topic of forgiveness.
Dear brothers and sisters, I am happy to tell you something which I discovered with regard to forgiveness. So we talk about inner healing, but without forgiveness, no healing comes. This is my experience. So I want to share how I discovered this forgiveness, which is little different than what you used to hear anywhere, maybe in the sermon or from other people. Once it happened in Patna, there was flood. So water came up to 9 feet into the building and nobody could stop it. It was keep on coming. It was flood time, not as water came up, but there was bond broke and the water came up just like that. So the school was closed for some time because water stayed in the building for ground floor, first floor, then second floor. Up to the second floor there was water. So I thought we have to, anyway we have holidays. We enjoyed the holidays, but no electricity, no drinking water which was sent. Water was sent by helicopter to all of us from the top level, they dropped it on the roof. It was very hard for us to manage 2 weeks because water stayed there. After 2 weeks we noticed the floor was like clay, all melted because of the acidity of the coming from industrial estate, and plus all the septic tanks were opened. The whole place was a mess. So we had to pump out the water and then repair the floor, repair the wall. Of that situation came up. It took about 6 months. After this repairing was over, I asked the little children because I wanted to know what they thought about the floods. So when I asked them, they said many baby frogs died and they were feeling very bad. How many baby frogs? It's too much for us to watch. So I asked them, didn't you see how many animals, how many people died? They didn't even hear that. So I felt their thinking is different. So I better tape these things and let other people also hear what they got from the flood situation. So I went to get the tape recorder from our convent section. Instead of the tape recorder, there was a name written and kept there. I said, now who is this? Took the tape recorder. I need it very badly because this is the exact moment the children are ready to speak out. After some time, they may not think about it. So I went in a hurry. No way to get this sister because she went somewhere. There only, somewhere. When I met her, I asked her, can you give me the tape recorder? She told me, yesterday I came to you for something, you did not give me. So today I am not going to give you. This gave me so much pain in my heart because I never expected her to say, I don't remember even till this day what things she wanted and which I didn't give her. Anyway, I asked her again and again. 10 o'clock I saw her and I asked her, sister, what was that you wanted from me that I didn't give you? She said, I have no time to tell you. So from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock, I was feeling very sad in my heart. I couldn't do any work. I told the children, take something and write, put something on the board. Like this I went on, filling the time. Then 12 o'clock, I asked her, I saw her at lunchtime. I told her, I'll wash the dishes for you. Can you tell me what is that you wanted for? She said, I have so many people waiting for me. I have no time. So again I was hooked in this feeling level. I thought maybe I will see her at 4 o'clock. So 4 o'clock I saw her reading the newspaper, Hindi paper, English paper, all different magazines. I thought surely she has time now. Sister, what about now? Can you come and tell me? She said, I have lots of copybooks to be corrected. I have no time now. So that's also finished. And I was praying, Lord, I want to know what is that I can have peace. Night, I approached her again. Then she said, I am so sleepy, I am going to bed. So she went. Meantime, I said, Lord, I don't know how to go to bed because I will not be sleeping. She may be snoring, but I may not sleep even. Please tell me what to do. So as I was walking back and forth in the corridor, I am praying this. Lord, please tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. Tell me. Saying, I am hearing something in my head. Somebody is talking to me. Telling me, please, you go to the door and stand there and say this. So I came in front of her door and I said, and I am hearing next, Sister, in the name of Jesus, I forgive you for what you have done to me. Because of what you did to me, today whole day I did not teach. I was very upset. I wanted to know what you wanted, but you did not tell me. I forgive you. Now I am hearing the next sentence. It's my name. Sister Usha, please forgive me for what I have done to you. I never thought that you will think that way. Please forgive me. Lord Jesus, third one. Lord Jesus, wash us with your precious blood and set us free. Thank you, Jesus. Praise you, Jesus. When I said this, as I heard and I said it, I felt sudden release of all these negative feelings from my heart is gone. So I was very happy. I said, Lord, there may be many people suffering like me. So I want to teach this to the whole world. This I said that prayer at that moment and I went to my place. But behind me, our dog was running. I could hear the dog's noise. And when I turned back, the dog's tail hit this sister's door. And she thought somebody knocked at her door and she opened it. When she opened it, the dog got inside. As the dog went in, she came out running. She said, she saw me far away and she said, Usha, hurry up, the door is in my room. So this is all I wanted to hear, just that relationship. And when she called me, I was so happy. I went back, took the dog out, and out means went to the ground floor and closed the door, came up with a piece of cloth to wipe all the clay from the floor. And she was so happy and she said, if you were not here, I would have been dead and gone. Because she was so frightened. So I pulled the dog out. She saw that. I was also frightened of that dog, but it is bigger than me. Pulled it out. So that prayer I said after doing this 3 sentences, forgiveness. I was so happy when I said, I'll teach the whole world. I didn't realize what I said. Teach the whole world, it may be impossible. Because a place like Patna, if you have come there, then you will notice Patna area, if there is electricity, there is no wiring, proper wiring. If there is tap, there is no water. Phone is there, it doesn't work. In this place I am saying, I want to teach this to the whole world. Then I said, if God wants me to do this, I will do it. With the determination, I started practicing it myself and telling about other people. So this is where I started, when I started teaching the people, they could get the experience of healing. But in my heart of heart, I had a doubt. If somebody questions me, where did you get this? I can only say I heard it and said. But it is stupid for me to say I heard and I am teaching. It may be against the Catholic Church. Many people hear many things. They can't teach like that. So I said I must find the source of this in the Bible. So I started reading from the beginning till the end. And I noticed 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verses 10 and 11 is saying clearly, when you put Jesus in front of you and speak to the person concerned, and you will see how this is washed in the precious blood and setting the person free. With that I was so happy. I said, now I can prove to anybody this is correct. So when I understood, I got more courage and boldness to teach anybody and everybody. The first thing where I teach was, we had a retreat next door to us in Navjyoti Niketan for the priests. All the priests, maybe about 120 priests and about 4 or 5 bishops were present there. So I was told by one of the team members at that time, Father Jim Ghost, he told me, you are doing counseling for the people, please come and help us, we are going to have a retreat. So I said, I know all these priests, most of them, but they will laugh at me when I tell them what to do, what not to do. I am embarrassed to say, because they are all priests. So when the bishops came for counseling, I said, I don't know how to talk to you, my Lord, His Excellency, how to introduce, how can I call you that I feel okay. Then each bishop said, you call me Father. So I was very happy. So I started doing counseling and they were so happy because they were all released from the negative feeling. This was my answer to this particular prayer I said. So they were from 40 dioceses from India, different parts of India, especially Hindi speaking area. So when they went back, they started calling me, can you come here, can you come to this diocese? I was so happy that I could have my prayer answered due to this forgiveness. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
So in that situation, I said, wherever I am called, I am ready to speak because the Lord put this into my heart and I will go wherever they call. So I put this into different languages. Wherever I went, it is in Hindi, it is in Malayalam, it is in, of course, English. Then whichever country it called me, when I went there, also it is translated into German, Spanish, Italian, all Dutch and Polish, then the Tamil and Sri Lankan side, Bangladesh, Bengali, in different places. So I was really thanking the Lord for answering my prayer. In such a place like this, from Bihar, Patna, going out to all these places. So I thank the Lord how He helped me to say that prayer at that time. I may not have said that now, but at that moment I was prompted to say and I could hear properly. Praise the Lord.
Yes.
So if you want to get more information, you can read other books which I have written, also based on this forgiveness. That is, forgiveness is a divine medicine. It's a small booklet, and then time for healing, then hidden springs to healing, peace, a way to peace. These are all books written, and the people, I didn't want to write the book, but the people were forcing me. Please put this in book form so that we can practice. So I said, okay, I'm not a writer, but I am forced to do it, and I did it. Praise the Lord. So today, when you are practicing it, if you follow the same way, you will also see how you can get the starting point, that is root, from mother's womb on. You are going through the tension or negative feelings. You went through, you start forgiving mother and receiving forgiveness from mother. As I learned from the Lord, talk to the person is talking to me, and when I say that, you need to hear your voice in both ways. The person is not here, so you can easily forgive. But our problem is, very often we don't know whether we can say this loud enough. Some people are finding it very hard to say it. To them, I say, please kneel down, kiss the floor 5 times in honor of the 5 wounds of Jesus, and you will get the grace to give forgiveness. Praise the Lord. Now you may be looking for how to find the root of your problem. So in the Hidden Spring, the first chapter is written all about Rita. Rita, in that situation, she's the 3rd girl in the family. So I can apply that to myself. I am the first girl in the family. That time my mother was waiting for a boy. So when I was born, she told somebody, oh, I expected a boy. Somebody, but I didn't hear it. It was not conveyed to me at all. Slowly I started understanding that between me and my mother there is a big distance. Why it is there, I don't know. As a child, I never bothered about listening to my mother. She will tell me, put that chair over there, somebody is coming on the way. I will say, I will do it, but you wait, I will do it. On the spot I will not do. But when she is telling something else to somebody, then I will take the chair out. But on the spot it's hard for me to listen. Then she will say, even for taking meals, when I am a missionary from Bihar, I went home for home visit. When I reached there, my mother will say, in Bihar you don't get this. For example, fish. We get fish from Ganges, and our sea fish we won't get. Then coconut, made with the coconut. All this my mother will specially make it, and she keeps them until I am ready to eat. Then she will say, it is made for you. Somehow I will say, I will eat, but you wait. I want to tell you about how the trip was. Meantime, this thing is getting cold. Then my mother will say, it is hot, now wait. I will say, I will wait. What is in a hurry that I have to eat? So I won't easily listen to her. That's the main point. Meantime, my father says, he was very happy that I was born, as a girl. He didn't expect it, he wanted a child. So when he tells me, you eat that, it is very nice, it's made for you, immediately I eat. So fast. This was my way of doing. I never knew why I was doing this. Why I listen to my father, I don't listen to my mother. If she is not in the house, I am a very good girl. I will do all the work possible. So my mother used to say, when I am not here, she is very good. What is the matter with you? Asking me. I couldn't give any answer at all. But one day I asked myself, why am I not listening to my mother? Then the thought came to me about this. She was talking to another lady. After I became a sister, I heard her telling that lady, she herself said, or that lady came to our house and said, you wanted her to be a boy. Otherwise, then how she could have been a sister? God wanted her to be a girl. That's why the Lord called her to be a sister. I heard about it, then I thought, this may be the real reason why we can't get along. Then when I asked her first, I am going to the convent, she said, why do you have to go to the convent? There are so many convents here. Why do you have to go to Bihar to become a sister? You stay here. And she also told me, we are arranging marriage for you. I said, nothing doing. I am going, I want to work as a missionary in a faraway place, bringing many people closer to the Lord. And she said, you see, she was paralyzed at that time, maybe 1.5 years old. At that time she finished. When she was paralyzed, she was telling me, are you going to leave me like this and going to the convent? How can you do that? I am the eldest one. There are 7 others younger to me. And who will look after? I said, God will look after. Let me go. This was my way of talking to her. And she was so quite surprised that I can leave everybody and go, but they cannot part with me. I can part with them. Not because of I didn't want to look after them. I wanted, but more than that, I want to be a missionary. So when I left the house, my mother got all right. In 6 months' time, she was perfectly okay, and I got another brother afterwards. It's for you to know. But in my convent, anybody took the place of my mother, I could feel the difference. Because my mother is prompt in telling, do this, do this, do this. Any superior comes and tells me, you do this, you do this, you do this, I will say, I will do it. But then according to our life, vow of obedience, we can't put it away. So I managed to do everything. But if the superior is little more understanding, I will tell her, sister, I was using the same method at home also. So we used to have that understanding. But that understanding came very late. So I started forgiving my mother for thinking that she wanted me to be a boy, receiving forgiveness. That means I put my mother in front of me. The way I heard in my experience, I said, dear sister, in the name of Jesus, I forgive you for telling me all the time what to do, what to do, what to do. If you don't tell me, I will do it. But because you are telling me I can't do, I am just blocked. Then sister is telling me, Usha, you also ask your forgiveness. Please forgive me for running after you all the time. Jesus, wash us with your precious blood and set us free. Thank you, Jesus. Praise you, Jesus. This I said 5-6 times. When I finished that, I could feel my approach towards the superior is very different. So when I started experiencing this, I started telling the sisters, not only ours, but other congregation sisters also come for the retreat. I started telling when they give the problem, then I start telling. For example, in the first retreat, one priest was sitting and making so much noise with the metal chairs. That time we had metal chairs, and so I said this priest needs a lot of help. So I told the team members, I can't call him for counseling, but you tell him he shouldn't make so much noise during the talk. And they told me, no, you ask. So I said, I don't know, I can't ask. Like that I was putting it off. But by evening he comes and tells me in a shouting way, I want to see you. When he said that way, I felt so sad. I forgot all my tiredness. I said, okay, come. So he came and telling me all about my fault. He said, I have very good parents. You were telling parents were doing like this, because of this you had this kind of negative feeling you got from the family, and that's your family wealth, and you were telling all that. I don't believe this. So he was putting me down. I listened to everything. At the end, when he finished talking, I asked him, who is like me in your house? There must be somebody like me in your house. Then he asked me, why? I said, I want to know. So my voice is low. He was shouting. He asked me, why? I said, I want to know. There's one sister I have. Just like me, one sister. We were fighting all the time in the house. When we finished fighting, she went to the convent, I went to the seminary, but we never talked to each other. We have nothing to do with each other. I said, that's very bad. So can you forgive her now? He said, no, it's very hard for me. I will not do it. So I made him to kneel down 5 times, to kiss the floor 5 times and give forgiveness. He said he will not do it, then I did it for him. When I did it, he knelt down automatically and he gave forgiveness to his sister. When that was over, I said, your sister is far away, 20 years ago you talked to her, afterwards you never bothered about it, but you please write a letter. So he wrote a letter and I said, don't close it, I want to see what you wrote. Sometimes they write rubbish, simply scribble and send it for the sake of showing that he's writing. So like this, I understood that priest had peptic ulcer. He came to make a retreat because he was going to have an operation, and he said, I want to make a retreat and then go for operation. So when he finished this area with the forgiveness, he got a dream. So these things are written in that. The case is not written, but the dream, everything came up like this. He got a dream that night. At the side of his stomach there was a big hole, and the worms which grow in the cow dung pit, this big one, and he was taking one by one out of the stomach. So next day he asked me, can you tell me, I want to share this with the whole group. I said, nobody will understand what you are going to say. First you tell me, then I will say, if it is okay, then you can share in the group. So when he shared this, I understood, good for the group. So I said, okay, you share. When he shared, that was the starting point of everybody calling me, sister, come to our diocese, come to our... Because they understood what I say had some truth in it. Before that, it was not understood properly. I said, I can come as long as you call me. Praise the Lord. So you remember that priest who was having the hole in the stomach and pulling out the worms? He was so frightened to look at the sight. Afterwards he said, I may find more worms. So he asked me, can you look at that sight? I said, no need, there is nothing else. But the result of your forgiveness, that today you go and eat everything, whatever is at table you eat. Because before that, he couldn't eat any spicy things. He was avoiding all those. I said, go and eat whatever you want and see how it agrees with you. So he was very happy that to come and tell me later on, I finished eating everything and I am okay. So this is the way he was happy. Then he also told me, he was also telling me, I came here for the peptic ulcer operation after the retreat. Now if I can eat everything, I don't need the operation. I said, that is why I made you to forgive, so that you don't have to go through the operation. Similar things you will find, if I can talk all the examples, so many hours will be taken because each one can give an example of this. One lady that is in Lucknow area, convention time, she was rolling in pain and some priest brought her to me and said, please pray over her. And I know forgiveness is supposed to be given. I asked her, do you have anyone to forgive? Her stomach problem. And she said, yes, I have. Then I said, okay, mention one person. So she gave one person's name and I made her to practice forgiveness. Then she opened her stomach side, is all layers of fat. And so she put my hand in and showed me, touch this part. All boils like sitting in between the fat. She said, when I gave forgiveness, one went down. She was telling me. Then I said, then take the next one. And each one she was feeling is going down. As if we are breaking that boil. When last one, all around she had boils, the last one came. I said, one more you have to forgive. She said, I don't know who. I said, maybe you didn't mention anything about your husband. She said, yes. So when she gave forgiveness to the husband, the last one also finished. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
So now what happens when you don't forgive? Now whole day I did not know that I had to forgive that sister for telling me I won't give you this. That negative feeling I kept in my heart. So whole day I was not peaceful. So when you don't forgive also, you cannot have peace. When you don't have peace, you can't eat what you want to eat. You cannot work what you want to do. You cannot sleep because this is bothering you, pestering you. But once you give forgiveness, you are okay. That is one day situation. But sickness level, some of the sicknesses start from mother's womb onwards. Children can't hear properly, eye problem, memory problem, and bone problems, all are there. Anything. So if you got your sickness starting from mother's womb, you will have to go all the way back up to that area and give forgiveness. Because some of the sicknesses won't come all of a sudden. Has to come from some months, years of keeping negative feelings. Some bones can't move the hand. So many years you are keeping, I will not do this, I will not do this, I can't do it. What is happening is you are not allowing your hand to work. I can't walk. So I tell my feet, I don't want to go and see that person. I will stay here only. So, if I don't want to go and see that person, that means lack of forgiveness. I don't want to go. But if you give forgiveness and start walking, you will be able to walk properly. May not be so fast, but give forgiveness. Like here in Bombay, one lady couldn't walk. And another lady told me, come with me and pray over this person. So when I went there, I asked her, how did this sickness start? She said, I don't know. I said, surely you tell me some background. What was happening to you? She said, I am working all day. I wanted to have a bath before I go to work. So I turned on the heater, but the heater switch is upstairs, not on my level, the other floor. And that person finished taking bath, he turned it off. Meantime, I am getting the cold water. So I stood there and took the cold water bath. She was so angry with that person because it was cold at that time. She had a nice bath but with cold water. Deep inside, she was telling, I want to see him, I want to tell him, why did you do this, why did you do this? And she was taking bath like this from the bucket. Otherwise, she was taking shower, hot water, bath water coming from the shower. So, but she was holding it like this and taking bath. After the bath, she couldn't stand straight. That's all. And she couldn't go to the office. She was taken to the hospital, and when I went there, she was telling me, my position is like this for 6 months now. I can't stand up straight. So I said, can you give forgiveness to that man? Immediately she said, I don't see him. He's upstairs. I said, you don't have to see. You see him here in front of Jesus. Many of the people have difficulty, I can't see him. Or if I forgive him, will he listen to me? There's no fear of that. You speak to that person in front of you in the presence of Jesus and you do back and forth. When I finished saying that, I took her hand and I said, go look at the pictures on your wall and see, and you say, thank you Jesus, walk. Slowly she could straighten up. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Another girl, this is in Bangladesh, one beautiful girl, 10th standard. She was running to get into the exam hall. But she was dragging one leg and running at the same time. She couldn't run, but she had to. Because I just called that teacher from the classroom. I said, can I have that girl 1 minute with me? I want to straighten her up. Then teacher said, we have about 1 hour free time. They are supposed to study at that time. She said, okay, take as much time as possible. So I asked her, can you sit here? She's a Muslim girl. Can you sit here? And she said, yes, I will sit. You want to straighten your leg? You want to walk straight? She said, yes. Okay, then sit here, I will do something for you. So as I started asking her, she was giving me the reason. I took the library book from library and I was reading. My classmate wanted the same book. She grabbed the book from my hand and ran away from the class. And I ran behind her. But on the way, in the ground, there was a big hole. They wanted to plant the arecanut plant, and there was a hole. And she fell in that. 1 foot fell in, just, what is that? Twisted the ankle. She couldn't get out. Then others came and pulled her out. So I asked her, can you forgive that girl? The one who took your book and ran away? She said, if you straighten my leg, I will do it. I said, I am not the one straightening. God will do it. Jesus will do it. So you do that now. So I made her to give forgiveness to that girl, and then receiving forgiveness to her, washing both of them with the precious blood, and I put one is with longer leg and shorter. So I started praying at the ankle. And praying, one went this way, that way. This is swinging. When you pray, and you can see that swinging back and forth became normal, and she was so happy. And she said, thank you, sister, and she ran away. But the whole school came to know, because she's walking straight. All came running, sister, pray for me, pray for me. All Muslim children. That's what we can do for the people of any faith, if we have this forgiveness in our mind. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Okay. Similar thing happened in another place. I was giving the talk. Afterwards, I asked everybody in the whole group. There were some 200 people. I asked everybody, who is going to teach this forgiveness among people? Then 3-4 of them put up their hands. I said, if you are a family man, don't do this, because your family needs you. But if you are not a family man, then I will say, okay. Then 3-4 of them were priests. So I said, you can do in the church. Everybody can enjoy this forgiveness. So one of them who happened to be in that group told me, this is not the place to teach this forgiveness. You must teach this in Europe. So I'll get the visa for you. You please get ready. So that's the way I started going outside. Once I went to Europe, and anybody who came in for retreat, they all wanted the retreat in their places. So why I am sharing this? What I said in Patna after that forgiveness became clearer. The Lord heard my prayer, and now that's the only reason you are also here. Because you are experiencing this and finding it good for your life, so that you can do this when you go back. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
So this we see among the non-Christians. When they go any place for prayer, first thing they do the offering, then only they pray. But for us, we are ready to get all the healing possible. We have no time to thank. We don't even say thank you, but we run away. Like those 9 lepers, they ran away. So in our situation, we have to ask when it will last. Thanksgiving will make it sure that the Lord heard, Lord is happy that we came to the Lord. And any father or mother, if you cook something and given to the children, and the child is telling, thank you mama, thank you papa, and then if the child does something very nice, drawing something, or something from his pocket, he went and bought something and give it to the father, how happy that father will be. We have to think of such things when we pray. This I noticed it from different retreats, how people react. After forgiving in Sirach 13, if you are sick, you need to go for confession, you find the root, you forgive, and then it's written there. When you find everything is okay with you, give offering to the Lord. Grain offering and incense offering. In essence, incense offering and grain offering we don't have now. People are not carrying anything to the church. Before people bring eggs, rice, coconuts, all these things to the church as offering. But now we need to tell ourselves, if the Lord is helping me, I must be grateful to the Lord. Not simply say thank you and get out. But if I give an offering to the Lord, anything little thing, you give offering to the Lord, that's a gratitude coming from your heart. It's the same thing that Jesus said, the 10 lepers. All 10 came for healing, only one came back to thank. So the exact step for forgiveness is, first step is, you see Jesus in front of you, bring the person in front of you in your imagination and talk to the person as loud as possible for yourself to hear. Nobody else has to hear, and you speak to the person, in the name of Jesus, I forgive you for this reasons. You say maybe one paragraph or 3 sentences, whatever you want. Then afterwards, second step is, that person is speaking to me. That person is taking my name and telling me, in the name of Jesus, I ask your forgiveness for what I have done to you. Again, reasons, that person's point of it. Third step is, Lord Jesus, wash us with your precious blood and set us free. Thanking the Lord for that. Thank you, Jesus. Praise you, Jesus. So if you do this 10 times, for sure you will experience the healing. And that person will come and talk to you, or sickness level, it will disappear. But if you really give the content of your forgiveness properly, then you will see the result. For drinking, for abortion, for miscarriage, then any sickness, all these things we have to find the root of it. If you find the root, then it is easy to give the forgiveness, receive forgiveness, and wash with the precious blood. So you need to have faith that when I do this, the Lord will hear my prayer. Praise the Lord. So if you want to get this forgiveness divine, the article is given there in the website. I don't have any website, but somebody made website for me. So that is www.srusha.com. So you will get this information about retreat, about if you want to ask for prayer, you write in the email ID also is there, phone numbers are there, ready to do anything, provided you give me the background. If the background is not there, I can't do anything. Praise the Lord. So we will see you again, in the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.